If me and my gang pull up, boy, you better get the running, we on your ass. Ain't nobody playing if you fucking with the bag, you getting decapitated. I ain't playing with a nigga.
So first up, why don't we go over some of DK's defensives. First up being Icebound Fortitude. Now Icebound Fortitude is a instant cast and it's a 3-minute cooldown. Now it is a 2.8 minute cooldown for me due to Azerite traits, but baseline it is 3 minutes. Now your blood freezes, granting immunity to stun effects and reducing all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds. There have been multiple instances where rogues have sapped me, then stun me straight after that, and I pop Icebound Fortitude and they can't kidney me afterwards due to being immune to all stun effects. As well as the 30% damage reduction for 8 seconds, you can take quite a punch and live through majority of your enemy's burst. Now the 3-minute cooldown hurts a little bit, but if you time it correctly, you should be able to survive. But other than that, it is a very powerful defensive. Next up we have Anti-Magic Shell, also known as AMS, which is on a 1-minute cooldown. Now AMS is a very powerful defensive. It absorbs up to 30% of your character's maximum health into magic damage. It also prevents harmful magical effects while it's up. This includes a Mage's Polymorph or a Warlock's Sphere. It's very strong. On the bonus side, damage absorb converts into runic power. So if you were playing Frost, you could pop AMS while you're taking a lot of damage and then pop your Breath of Sindragosa. Or you could be in a dungeon, Mythic Plus with Unholy, and just want to spam some Virulent Plague. Pop your AMS if you're taking damage, get that runic power and get your damage up. Now, a little bonus to your Anti-Magic Shell is that you have a talent called Spell Eater. Now, Spell Eater makes your AMS absorb 30% more magical damage and last 5 seconds longer. That brings AMS's cooldown up to 10 seconds. Now it says 11 seconds here for me due to a Azerite trait, but 10 seconds is still quite fat. Next up we have our Anti-Magic Zone. Now Anti-Magic Zone is on a 2-minute cooldown with a 30-yard range. You place down an Anti-Magic Zone for 10 seconds that reduces all spell damage taken by party or raid members, and including yourself of course, by 20%. A strong ability, used to be a PvP talent, but is now baseline in the pre-patch and comes Shadowlands. And now we have Death Strike, a 35 runic power instant cast, focusing dark power into a strike that deals 46% of your attack power and heals you for 40% of all damage taken in the last 5 seconds, with, on top of that, a minimum of 10% of your maximum health. Now, Death Strike is a very powerful self-heal ability that, when timed right, can give you quite a lot of health back in return. Now, lastly but not least, we have Lichborn, also used to be a PvP talent, now reworked and made baseline for pre-patch and Shadowlands. Lichborn is an instant cast on a 2-minute cooldown that draws upon unholy energy to become undead for 10 seconds, increasing your leech by 10% and making you immune to charms, fears, and sleeps for that 10 seconds. You can also use Lichborn to break out of a sleep, a fear, or a charm, as well as preventing it by pre-casting. We also have Sacrificial Pact, but we aren't able to unlock it until Shadowlands, and I'll be making another guide come Shadowlands, so we're going to leave that out for now. Now, not that Rune Forging is entirely a defensive, but you always want to go with Rune of the Fallen Crusader, and it'll heal you for 6% of your maximum health. Of course, this is a random proc, but the proc rate is quite high. Now, when it comes to crowd controls, DKs are very slow, and we can't catch up to our enemies. So to help us with that, we have Chains of Ice. Chains of Ice costs 1 rune, has 30-yard range, and is an instant cast that shackles the target with frozen chains, reducing their movement speed by 70% for 8 seconds. Now, as soon as that 8 seconds is about to be up, or if it is up, you can recast Chains of Ice as long as you have runes. But keep in mind, the more runes you spend on controlling your enemies, the less runes you will have to actually attack them when you finally catch up to them. Another great ability is Death Grip. Now, Death Grip is a instant cast on 25-second cooldown, also has 30-yard range. It harnesses the energy that surrounds and binds all matter, drawing the target towards you. So if they are within 30-yard range, you can pull them straight to you. To catch up to your enemies, we also have Death's Advance. Now it's an instant cast on a 45-second cooldown, and for 10 seconds, our movement speed is increased by 35% and cannot be slowed below 100% of your normal speed. We're immune to all forced movement effects and knockbacks, so that includes slows, and as a passive, we cannot be slowed below 70% of our normal speed. Onto our PvP talents. So you've heard of Necrotic Strike, Raise Abomination, and Necrotic Aura if you watched my last video, but you have not heard of Decomposing Aura. Now, I've been playing around with my PvP talents, and Decomposing Aura has been working out quite nicely. I like to call it the Gimme a Health Boy build. All enemies within 10 yards slowly decay, losing up to 3% of their maximum health every 2 seconds, stacking up to 5 times in the last 6 seconds. So if they go out of your 10-yard range, you can slow them and catch up to them, and that effect won't drop until that 6 seconds is completely up. Now, if you stack this with Necrotic Strike and Bursting Swords, which increases your Necrotic Strike absorb by 25% more, taking that 4% up to a 5%, it is a great health stealer. Now, if you come across a Warlock or a Mage, I would recommend switching out Decomposing Aura for Dark Simulacrum. Dark Simulacrum is an instant cast with 40-yard range and has a 20-second cooldown. It places a Dark Ward on the enemy player that persists for 12 seconds, triggering when the enemy next spends mana on a spell, allowing the Death Knight to unleash an exact duplicate of that spell. This is basically an in-game version of the Uno reverse card. Oh my god. I pull him off the priest. I'm back on mage. Oh my god, I got the priest into priest. I actually love Darks. I love Dark Simulacrum so much. I'm sorry I couldn't interrupt that. It's on the cooldown. I love Darks. Now, I would encourage you to stay away from reanimation when it comes to high PvP rating, just for the fact that it will always stun your enemies, and when you want to place a strategic stun, it will be reduced. We have Transfusion. On a 45-second cooldown, it generates 20 runic power when casted and reduces the runic power cost of Death Strike by 50% for 7 seconds. Now, if you need survivability and you find you're dying too much, Transfusion is the way to go. So, for this PvP run, we're running Decomposing Aura, Bursting Swords, and Necrotic Strike. Alright, let's bait this man's turtle. Charmed, broke out of it, slowing, and he's at 5 stacks of Decomposing Aura. I'm rooted, pulling him, slowing him, I'm out. He's on you, man, he wants you. I'm non-stop slowing him. He hasn't turtled yet, I'm frozen.
I can't dispel you out of range.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how was that?
Dude, I'm slowing him, slowing the other guy. Alright, back on him. I'm charmed. I'm falling off the edge. I fell. Yep, thank you. I'm gonna slow him again.
They're calling you.
Yeah.
Disoriented.
I'm necrotic, or I'm death striking. Dude, I might die here. Can't get to him.
Charmed. I've checked it.
I AMS'd. I think I got him here. No. Should I help on the priest? Start pressuring the priest.
You want to try it, I guess.
Actually, this man's already low. Whatever, I'm on him right now. Disoriented. He's low. I'm gonna try and pull him. Oh, you can't. There we go. Okay. Got them heals.
Can't again.
I'm feared.
Frozen 8 seconds.
Okay, he's actually right here on me. I'm stunning. Keeping him on me. Slowing him. Oh, I'm disoriented. He's got him. Nice. 168k, 21k heals. Yeah, that's Decomposing Aura.